Alright boys, welcome back. Hoping you guys are all having a fabulous day. As promised earlier today, I uploaded a bird video, and I told you these are this is my favorite team to run, and a lot of people are like commenting and suggesting teams down below. So this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going and showing you all the teams, the possible teams that you can run with that I have seen and I have kind of used here and there. I think I used altogether like 3 different teams for the deer. In the end, Estarossa and the Milim ones usually are my favorite, but there are other ones that I have to show you. With that being said, we're going to jump into this. I'm going to show you all the teams. Now, if you want the breakdown of how to beat the deer and what his mechanics are, that is a separate video, which I'll try to link down below. It is the one I did with Estarossa, but again, the mechanics are the same, so if you have a character just replacing Estarossa, which is your damage dealer, you will kind of see it's the same thing. So with that being said, let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. This is the best teams to take to the deer and beat them for double drops. Not bad. And now also, please note that before you roast me, there are so many teams that you can use to beat the deer. These are just some of them, okay? These are just some of them. There are so many more. There might be a better team than what I'm showing you, but these are the ones that I know for a certain work, that I've seen a lot of people test, that I personally have used. So again, don't jump on me if there's a better team that you know of. There can be, okay? These are the ones that I know of. These are the ones that I have a lot of success with running. And again, if you do have a better one, let me know down below. And again, that can help anybody else out that might not have the units that I do list or the teams that I do list. So there is that. So first up, again, I'm not going to have gear on these characters. I'm so sorry. But I will be just showing you the teams as it is. Because, you know, switching gear will take me forever to record this. But first, this is the team that I used in that original video, which was his last set team, because he like Jazzy, this is Jazzy's account, because I don't have some characters. I don't have Freyr, and I don't have Estarossa. But this is what he used, or what I used on his account. And he's now been using this because it's actually a pretty fast clear. It's a pretty fun one. So again, the entire point, Estarossa applies darkness, Melly helps apply darkness. A quick change to Freyr, if you don't have him, is Red Zeldris. Now again, if you really want to, you exchange out Freyr, you put Red Zeldris, make sure he's leveled up, don't be like Jazzy and not finish the 6-star awakening, come on. But again, use Zeldris, he will help apply more darkness, and he does pretty good. If you can also 6-6 him, that's the better idea. And you run with him, you'll kind of get a fast clear with this team, and it's a pretty fun one. I enjoyed running it with Estarossa. I guess seeing that darkness stack up and the damage it does, it's kind of satisfying. You can't lie, but this is one team. The other one being Freyr, if you're you know, replace Zeldris, that also works. But this is kind of more free to play, I guess you can say, and just a little bit more effective. Now this is another team that is possible that you can try. Jazzy hasn't used Scotty at all, so he hasn't even completed leveling her up now. Come on, bro, you're slacking. But this is a team, again, you're going Esquire. You will have 2 greens, so remember when you are doing the entire rainbow thing, you're doing it properly, and you're not ruining the entire, you know, thing. So there is, again, Brunhild for damage. You have Yorm, which again, there are teams that exist without Yorm, but if you don't have Yorm, do not touch this boss. I wouldn't even do it. I know people are gonna say, hey, it's possible, and like, this is a time where you're trying to speedrun it. I don't know if it's the best idea to run without Yorm. I'll give you a team comp that I have seen to be successful. Did I do it? Fudge, no. I only waited until I got Yorm. As soon as I got Yorm, I then decided to take on the deer. But again, this is one of the team comps. Let me show you the one without Yorm. Bad idea to run it. Bad idea. So this is the team, and a lot of people have told me that they've done this team in my comment section, and that they've won. Have I ever tried it? No. Will I ever try it? No. But this is a thing. Again, if you know the gimmicks, you'll kind of understand how to run this one. Personally, I have no experience with it, so I can't even give you any tips or tricks. But again, remember, you have Dark, which is whenever you use melee, I realize it's kind of like a little bit of a cheat, so you can get an extra attack off without starting the entire element thing. So with Tread Melee, it makes it a little bit easier also. But Freyr is also there. That's another cheat code to this entire thing because of his passive, which really helps out a ton. With this entire boss. Again, you have Arthur, obviously, for his passive, increasing the damage dealt and decreasing the damage taken, right? So that's the entire purpose of him. Matrona, basically, I think is for her stance, and all of that, so that you're just taking less damage and everything, which is this. So again, this is a team that you can try. It's super difficult without Yorm. She really does cheese the entire thing. So if you don't have it, this is a team. I recommend getting Yorm, okay? I mean, I recommend also not doing this until you have Yorm. That's my opinion. Also, this is a team that someone in my Discord actually tried, and they had, like, insane progress with it. So if you want it, you can. Again, if you have Sariel's Relic, which a lot of people might not have, but if you do have it, it makes it a little bit easier. Again, they cleared it without his Relic. They later crafted his Relic to make it a little bit faster. But with his Relic, I think it does. Basic stats increase by 8% upon inflicting crit damage to an enemy when using a skill, limit 5 times. So if you have his Relic, this team does become a little bit easier. Again, if you do have Queen Diane. There's so many different comps you can go and craft with it. So depending on if you have Escanor, Yorm is kind of a staple to most teams that I'm going to show you. There's also Milim. There's a Milim team, right? I believe the Milim team it's going to be like Milim over here, or just Milim anywhere, doesn't really matter. You do Milim, Brunhild, Yorm, and then just red, you can go for anyone that, you know, you choose. If it's Scotty, if it's Freyr, whoever you have. Milim team is also one of the ones that I use personally. I don't use the Scotty one. I don't know who I use for red. Is it? I don't have Queen Diane. I don't have Freyr. So I think maybe I just use Scotty. Yeah. So there is that. That is the team that I use. And again, Jazzy uses the Estarossa team. Both teams exist. If you have Estarossa, I recommend building the Demon team, where you do Estarossa, the one that I showed you earlier. Yorm, you can do Zeldris, and then Dark Melee. That really is one of my favorite ones. And one of the better ones to use. Again, if you have Trader Melee, you do Trader Melee, Escanor, Brunhild, and then Matrona or Scotty. That also is one. So there are different variations of the team you can go and craft. But this is there. If you have Sariel's Relic, depending on what relic you use to craft, from that free one you got, you can also build a team around Sariel and use that to actually go and complete the deer. If you have Red Tarm, there's a team with that, which I've never tried it, so I can't give you too much of a say on it. But again, depending on what your box is, if you do comment down below on what you have and what you can build, I can try and help you craft a team so you can try and take it on. Again, if you want the mechanics of the entire deer, I left that in a separate video. You can watch the entire thing, have a full breakdown of how it goes and how you have to defeat him. But that is just the best teams that I've tried, the best teams that I've run. There are some out there that I may have not just included in this video. Now, for the last one, a team that I'm like super familiar with, that is not Milim. That is not Milim. So if you don't have a collab character being Milim, you're fine. If you recently pulled Yorm, obviously, again, I'm gonna make quickly just list this also just so you know. The best characters for the deer include Scotty, include Matrona, include Queen Diane, what is it, the one Escanor, Trader Melee, Sariel, obviously, Yorm, Milim, Estarossa, what is it, Green Melaskula also works in some teams, so there is that. That's again if you don't have Yorm, because again green, right? Brunhild, also really damn good character that I didn't include that many times in this thing. So again, depending on out of that list what you have, you can formulate so many different comps, which again is just you have to have, what is it, a red, a green, a blue. That's the first thing. Then you can go and have an extra green and an extra blue, or just go Trader Melee, right? So that's the entire plan. I don't know about Goddess Liz. If there's a Liz team that I saw someone complete with that, and in my Discord they tested it. I don't know. I'm not gonna try that, and I will not make a comp on it. But this is it, right? Again, Sariel's Relic. If you have that, makes it a little bit easier. Even if you don't, you'll be fine. Okay? And again, associations and the card that I think drops with this, right? There's a card that now drops. Yeah, so now there's a deer card. It drops at like a 10% chance and a 0.2% here. And I think over here it's like a 1% or something. Yeah, a 1% chance. So while you're making your 100 runs, you have a 1% chance of doing it. So out of 100 runs, you should pull it after a while. But there is that. That is a card now you have to go and get. It makes it a little bit easier. Again, with your artifact cards, you can either go HP or attack. Either one really doesn't matter. And also level up your artifact card set so that you're getting a better bonus while you are completing the entire thing. So make sure you check into that while you're doing everything. But again, Trader Melee, Sariel, Yorm, and Blue Escanor, obviously the one Escanor. And that's really, again, an easier team to kind of formulate. Really, I know you're going to say, hey, none of these teams are really free to play. I can't. You really can't craft a free to play team because you can't consider Yorm free to play, okay? You can't consider Freyr free to play. You can't consider Scotty free to play. You can't consider Queen Diane free to play. There's so many characters that you can't consider free to play. Trader Melee, people don't consider that free to play. So overall, I can't recommend you anything free to play because the deer is hard. You have to understand that. But again, that's really what I got for you here today, just to show this to you. Also, if you want the pure mechanics, you want everything about the deer and where his gimmicks are, what you cannot do, watch that other video. I will leave it linked down below. It's the Estarossa one. And again, if you did see a team here today you liked and you want me to make a video where I go and do like a 20-minute thing, walk through of the entire team on the deer, I'm more than happy to do that. But with that being said, that's been it. Thank you for watching. Peace and enjoy. These are just, again, my favorite teams, the best teams you can use while speedrunning the deer. So yeah, thank you for watching.